I went to see Monica. She was living it up in a swanky apartment in Chelsea. She has a completely different character from mine. She studied nursing and landed a good catch, Chen, an orthopedic surgeon that worked with Charlie at Mount Sinai. Now they had a kid, Laura. It's true, she had her life all sorted out. Because Chen made a lot of money, she could never be in my shoes. She would never have to spread her legs to pay her bills. That's something she would never even think of. But I wouldn't have traded my life for hers for anything in the world. Her life was so boring, her world was so small. I found her ironing. Just that image told you everything about her role in the house. She was the maid, the mom, and now, lucky her, she was playing nurse to my mother too. As soon as I got there, I asked about that Laura's uniform I was interested in.
Are you sure you want to wear that?
I told you, it's for a costume party. That dirty priest was gonna love it.
Okay, whatever. So are you gonna go see Mom?
So yeah, I went to my mom's room. I didn't want to listen to my sister again. She looked almost dead, right? But she was not at all.
Where are you going dressed like that?
It's a long story. So, how are you doing?
I'm gonna have surgery and I'm going home.
Surgery? You heard Chen. You're too old.
Fuck that idiot.
But you said it yourself. You didn't want surgery.
Well, I changed my mind.
She was lovely. No wonder I came out like this. Who's in the bathroom?
I think you should change your clothes, Lola.
Is that Romeo of yours, Mom? He's been in the bathroom all this time?
He has a delicate stomach.
And there he was, the old toilet junkie with his big smile. That was a guy my mom dated when she was young. Now he was a widower and was trying to win her over. It looked like he was succeeding. That was not good for my plans. He didn't even notice my school uniform outfit. He went straight to the point.
You must be Lola. I'm Andrew. I'm gonna be your stepfather. We're getting married, you know.
Don't talk nonsense, Andrew.
Mom scolded him, but she was grinning ear to ear.
We love each other, Lola. Camilla will have surgery, and I'll take care of her.
Monica, we need to talk. Let's step outside.
No, Monica, don't leave me alone with Andrew.
Yeah, appearances had to be kept up. She couldn't be alone with him. What would the neighbors say? If you can't be alone with him, Mom, he's gotta leave. Come on, Andrew, time's up. No more visits. Feel free to swing by next year. And you, take a sleeping pill, Mom, and get some rest.
Shove the sleeping pill up your ass.
Eventually, I changed my clothes, kicked the old fart out, and headed back to the living room with my sister. Monica, I have a plan. Believe me, you'll like it. Of course, she didn't like it. I told her about my idea of getting Charlie to put our mom in a nursing home, and this was her answer.
We can't do that, Lola. We're talking about our mother.
If Mom stays here too long, Chen will get fed up, Monica. Think about your marriage. Monica looked terrified. Yes, Monica, listen to me. I know a thing or two about men. I knew a lot about men, of course. I'd never kept a lasting relationship with any man. I wasn't that far from my friend Louis.
Isn't it better to just let Andrew marry Mom and be done with it?
No, trust me. I'm sweet-talking Charlie to get him to say Mom's lost it. Nothing was going to stop me from selling that damn apartment. I told her about my little affair with Charlie. I left out the part about that girl from the nightclub. If I'd told my sister about that, she'd have fainted. A lesbian relationship, Lola, for God's sake. That's a sin. It says so in the Bible. She thought Charlie wouldn't be right for me.
He'll make you suffer. Trust me, I know men very well.
Another one who thought she knew men, although she had only slept with one guy in her whole life.
You have to go back to Raymond, Lola. That's what you have to do.
She was a staunch defender of marriage. What God has joined together, let no man separate. But I didn't want to hear about Raymond, the lazy bum, the idiot. Now I wanted a man with money, a winner, a doctor with a good position in a hospital. I wanted to fall in love with Charlie like teenagers do, fearlessly, without reservations.
We have to fight for our relationships. You can't give up just because you both lost your jobs.
It was only then I understood why she was so determined to save my marriage. Hers was falling apart. Chen had a lover. Laura had caught them kissing when she visited my mother at the hospital. The two lovebirds weren't even being careful. That's why Monica was so insistent that I shouldn't end my marriage. She hadn't been talking to me. No, she'd been talking to her husband.
Don't leave me, Chen. What am I gonna do without you? Who will iron your shirts?
If I had been her, I would have started dancing. Like that. Very happy. But Monica wasn't me, of course. So the roof was going to fall on her. You gotta leave him. You can't live with such an immoral pig. I told her that, yeah, me, that I hadn't been faithful to any of my partners in my whole life. The thing is, I couldn't stand Chen. I never liked him. He was a chauvinist, and he was against me keeping Mom's apartment. So it was better for Monica to ditch him. She was the one who was going to end up alone and heartbroken, but I wasn't thinking about that.
If Chen just hooked up with that slut, I don't care. But what if he's fallen for her?
I was sure those two spent the whole day screwing around at the hospital. I had the idea that all doctors did the same thing. Also, Charlie, everything's gonna be okay, Monica, trust me. Of course nothing was gonna be fine. Tough times were coming for my sister. She brought it on herself, another one who messed up. We just can't get anything right, ever. None of us, right? We just fuck up all the time, that's life. I wondered what Mom would think now of what her other daughter had done with her life. What was I supposed to do? Like my sister? Look how she's ended up. That thought really lifted my spirits. Don't miss the next episode, because Charlie and I will visit a swingers club. Find my story also on Amazon.